Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something that affects millions of Americans, especially those of us getting older or those who have parents and grandparents navigating the roads. If you've been hearing whispers, rumors, or maybe even seen alarming posts on social media about major driver's license changes coming in 2026, then this video is exactly what you need to watch. Stay with me as we separate fact from fiction, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I want to make sure you have the truth. And if you find this information valuable, please hit that subscribe button. We break down important news like this all the time, and you won't want to miss a single video. Now, let me start by asking you something. Have you seen those scary posts claiming that seniors will need to renew their licenses every year starting in 2026? Or maybe you've heard that older drivers will be forced to take written tests annually. Perhaps someone told you that the government is planning to revoke licenses for anyone over a certain age. I get it. These claims sound alarming. They play on our fears about losing independence, about navigating bureaucracy, and about aging in general. And that's exactly why misinformation about this topic spreads so quickly. People share these posts because they care. They're worried about their parents, their friends, or themselves. But here's what we need to understand. There is no single, nationwide federal mandate requiring major driver's license changes, specifically targeting seniors in 2026. Let me be clear about what's actually happening. The United States doesn't have one unified system for driver's licenses. Instead, each of the 50 states, plus Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, maintains its own system. This is important because it means that any changes to licensing requirements happen at the state level, not federally. So when someone claims there's a new national rule coming in 2026, that's simply not accurate. There might be changes in individual states, but not a nationwide mandate that applies to everyone. The confusion likely stems from the REAL ID Act of 2005, which was a federal law aimed at improving the security and standardization of state-issued identification documents. This law established new standards for what information driver's licenses and state ID cards must contain. However, the implementation of REAL ID happened over many years, not suddenly in 2026. Most states achieved compliance years ago. By 2026, we'll simply be well past the deadline for REAL ID compliance, which means any confusion about that should have been cleared up long ago. So why do these rumors keep circulating? There are several reasons. First, aging is scary. The loss of the ability to drive represents independence lost for many seniors. Any rumor that touches on this fear will spread rapidly. Second, social media algorithms reward engagement. Posts that provoke fear, anger, or strong emotional responses get shared more. A post claiming the government is taking away seniors' licenses will generate far more shares than a calm explanation of actual licensing procedures. Third, there's genuine confusion about what different states are actually doing. Some states have implemented more rigorous testing or renewal requirements for older drivers, and these legitimate state-level changes get blown out of proportion when shared online without context. Now, let's talk about what's really happening in various states, because this is where the actual story becomes interesting. Several states have been reviewing and updating their policies regarding senior drivers. This is a legitimate public health and safety concern. As we age, our reflexes slow, our eyesight can deteriorate, and our hearing might decline. These are simple facts of aging, not insults, so it makes sense that states would want to ensure that all drivers, regardless of age, can safely operate a vehicle. Some states have increased the frequency of license renewals for drivers over a certain age. For example, a state might require a 70-year-old to renew their license every 4 years instead of every 8 years. This allows the Department of Motor Vehicles to periodically review a driver's record and ensure they're still fit to drive. Other states have implemented vision tests that are more comprehensive than what younger drivers undergo. A few states require in-person renewals for seniors rather than allowing mail-in renewals. And yes, some states have created additional testing requirements for older drivers, though true written tests are less common than you might think. But here's the crucial point. These changes are happening gradually, state by state, and they're happening because of legitimate safety concerns, not because of some coordinated federal conspiracy. Every driver, regardless of age, wants to know that the people sharing the road with them are capable of operating their vehicles safely. That's in everyone's interest. Let me also address the elephant in the room. Is it fair to have different requirements for senior drivers? This is actually a nuanced question. On one hand, age is not the only factor that determines driving ability. There are fantastic drivers in their 80s and dangerous drivers in their 20s. Cognitive ability, reflexes, and eyesight vary widely among people of the same age. On the other hand, statistically speaking, certain age groups do have higher rates of accidents and health events while driving. Insurance companies know this because they have extensive data. The challenge for policymakers is creating a system that is both fair and safe. The most sensible approach isn't blanket rules based solely on age, but rather regular testing and assessment of driving ability for all drivers, with perhaps increased frequency as drivers get older. Some states are moving toward this model, which makes sense, but again, this is not a 2026 mandate affecting all seniors nationwide. This is an ongoing, state-by-state discussion about how to balance public safety with individual freedom and fairness. Let's talk about what might actually be happening in 2026 or around that time. First, we might see more states implementing updated digital license technology. Digital driver's licenses are becoming more common, and we might see a broader rollout in 2026. But this isn't about senior drivers specifically. It's about technology that benefits everyone. A digital license on your phone is convenient and secure. Second, we might see continued adoption of advanced vision testing equipment in DMV offices across the country. Again, this benefits all drivers, not just seniors. Third, some states might adjust their renewal schedules or testing requirements. These would be state-specific changes, made public through official channels, not mysterious changes announced on social media. Now, I want to address something important from an emotional perspective. If you're a senior driver, or if you're worried about a senior driver in your life, these rumors probably feel personal. The idea that the government might restrict your ability to drive touches on deep concerns about autonomy, independence, and identity. For many people, especially in rural areas where public transportation is limited, the ability to drive is essential to maintaining an independent lifestyle. So I understand why these rumors resonate. But here's what I want to encourage you to do. Instead of relying on social media posts, go to official sources. Visit your state's DMV website. Call your local DMV office. These are the places that have accurate information about what's actually required of you. If you're concerned about your own driving ability or that of someone you love, that's actually a healthy concern. Rather than waiting for some hypothetical 2026 mandate, consider taking a professional driving assessment. Many states offer these assessments, and they provide valuable feedback about driving safety. Organizations like AARP offer senior driver safety courses. Taking one of these courses isn't an admission of decline. It's an investment in your own safety and the safety of others on the road. It's responsible, mature, and, frankly, it demonstrates that seniors are thoughtful about their role in traffic safety. I also want to mention that there are real resources available for seniors who are becoming concerned about their driving abilities. Some areas offer alternative transportation services specifically designed for seniors. Community programs, volunteer driver services, and public transportation can help maintain independence and social connection, even if driving becomes less feasible. These options are worth exploring and supporting in your community. Let's also talk about where misinformation lives and why it's so prevalent. Social media platforms have made it incredibly easy for false information to spread. A post from someone you trust or even someone you don't know can be shared hundreds or thousands of times before anyone fact-checks it. And by then, it's too late. The lie has already traveled around the world while truth is still putting on its shoes, as they say. The architecture of these platforms rewards engagement, and fear is one of the most engaging emotions. Additionally, there's sometimes a gap between what official sources communicate and what people actually understand. The government agencies that make these rules sometimes aren't great at public communication, which creates a vacuum that misinformation rushes in to fill. Another factor is generational differences in how information is processed. Some seniors might not be as familiar with fact-checking websites or knowing how to verify information online. This doesn't mean they're gullible. It means they might have learned to trust information sources differently in their lifetime. These are intelligent, experienced people navigating a new information landscape. We should be patient and helpful in guiding them toward accurate sources rather than dismissive. So, what should you do if you encounter these false claims about 2026 driver's license changes? First, don't simply share them, even with good intentions. Second, when you see them, respond with factual information and links to official state DMV websites. Third, encourage people to check official sources. Fourth, if you're personally concerned, reach out to your own DMV. Fifth, if you're worried about a senior driver's ability to drive safely, the concern is valid and worth addressing directly with that person, not through spreading rumors about future rule changes. The broader lesson here is about information literacy in an age of misinformation. We live in a time when anyone can publish anything, and it can reach millions of people instantly. That's both wonderful and dangerous. It's wonderful because it democratizes information and gives voice to people who wouldn't have had a platform before. It's dangerous because it means false information spreads just as easily as true information. The only defense is to think critically, to question sources, to verify before sharing, and to be willing to admit when we've been wrong or misled. In conclusion, there is no nationwide mandate coming in 2026 that will suddenly change driving requirements for seniors across the United States. What exists is an ongoing, state-level conversation about how to balance public safety with individual freedom and fairness. Some states will make adjustments to their licensing procedures, and when they do, they'll announce these changes through official channels. The key is to stay informed through official sources, to approach aging and driving thoughtfully and responsibly, and to be skeptical of alarmist claims on social media. And this is exactly why your subscription to this channel matters so much. We don't create sensational content designed to scare you. We break down the truth about these important issues so you can be informed and make good decisions. So thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video, and let me know in the comments what topics you'd like us to investigate next. Thanks for being here, friends.